Tonight's video is going to be about the super bantamweight Ireland's very own Michael Conlan. Um, Stephen Fulton won at the weekend. He won the WBO world title at super bantamweight when he beat Angelo Leo over 12 rounds, by unanimous decision. Um, Fulton's from Philadelphia. He's 26. He's not a bad little fighter. He's 19-0 with 8 knockouts, and he won the title against Angelo Leo, and he's WBO super bantamweight world champion. And immediately after the fight, Michael Conlan made his feelings very known publicly on Twitter by stating that he was next. Basically, he sent a waving gif, I think it was, saying, I'm next. And Michael Conlan obviously doesn't need much introduction at all, really. Like I say, the Belfast man. He's 29 years old. He's had 14 fights with 8 knockouts. He was genuinely top pedigree as an amateur. An unreal amateur, to be honest. The thing is with Conlan, he's probably more infamously known for what happened at the Olympic Games in 2012 when he fought Nicotine and was absolutely robbed blind. But it's the one where when the decision's read out, Conlan sticks his 2 fingers up at the judges who deserved it. But he was a 2015 gold medalist at bantamweight in the World Amateur Championships. 2015 gold medalist in European Championships. 2014 Commonwealth Games gold medalist. He's a phenomenal amateur pedigree. I believe when he first turned professional, he turned over with Top Rank, and I believe he was boxing at featherweight, which is obviously 2 weight divisions above his amateur weight. But it's as his career's progressed, Conlan's dropped down to super bantamweight, and Stephen Fulton, Stephen Fulton won the WBO super bantamweight world title at the weekend. So the potential of this fight happening, hopefully MTK can work their magic, and the fight can happen, because I think Michael Conlan he's part of that 5% where they're so experienced as amateurs that you can afford to put them in world title fights early on. I mean, Fulton. We're in a position with Stephen Fulton where himself he's only had 19 fights. So, in term when you put it into perspective, they're both relatively inexperienced professionals, but Conlan's got vast experience as an amateur. But the potential fight will be a very good fight, because Michael Conlan's got a huge fan base. He's a golden boy of Irish boxing, to be fair. And Steve Fulton, I believe he's with PBC Al Heyman, so that'll be interesting to see how things go, if that fight does happen or it doesn't happen. But personally, I like that fight. I think it's a great fight, and I think it's a fight that I think I would say it's a genuine 50-50. For me, the fact that Michael Conlan's dropped down to super bantamweight makes me believe that he's he's very dedicated to. He's dedicated his life, and he's wanting to. He's serious about winning a world title, and he's certainly in with a good chance of winning a world title at super bantamweight, because he's just extremely talented. And I think a fight with Stephen Fulton is a fight that he can win, but it's a 50-50 fight. I wouldn't want to pick a winner, but if I was forced, I would fancy Conlan. Sorry, although Fulton's a very, very, very good fighter. He's a Philadelphia kid. You know, it's not often you come across Philadelphia fighters who can't fight. But yeah, then if that fight happens, it'd be a great fight for boxing, and Ireland may end up having another world champion in Mickey Conlan. But it's an interesting division, the super bantamweight, because you've got Fulton, you've got Conlan, you've got Lewis Neary, and a few other guys floating there. But I think the biggest worry for all the super bantamweights is in the weight division below. We have a certain Inoue, the Japanese fighter, who's a bit of a monster, and I can't imagine him staying around at bantamweight for far too much longer. So I can imagine him going up to super bantam. And when he goes up to super bantam, he will cause hell. He will cause hell for all the top boys in the super bantamweight division. So I think Conlan, I think he should push for the Fulton fight, try and get home advantage. If he has to go out to America, so be it. Go out to America, but preferably try and get it in the UK. But yeah, I think it's a really, really good fight. Conlan's 29, Fulton's 26. They're both relatively young, so to speak. They're not 34, 35. They're both clean fighters in terms of, they don't take much punishment. So I think they can, if Conlan sticks around for a couple of years, he could possibly end up back at featherweight and trying to get the big fights up at featherweight. But for the time being, he's boxing at super bantamweight, and I think the fight with Stephen Fulton is a great fight. Really, really, really good fight. A fight with two skilled fighters and a world title on the line. You can't really ask for much. It's not a gimmick fight. It's a real fight, a genuine fight. And if he was to win the world title, he would be winning it against a very good young fighter in Stephen Fulton, who's 26 years old. So yeah, that's my opinion on the fight. I hope it happens. It'd be lovely to see Mick Conlan win a world title. As I said previously, I don't particularly have a favourite out of the two. I view it as a genuine 50-50. If I was forced to give pick a winner, I would pick Conlan, purely based on his pedigree and his vast experience as an amateur, but that doesn't always translate into the professional ranks. But I genuinely hope this fight happens, because it's an absolutely brilliant fight. And I think the chances of it happening are high also, because Mick Conlan's with MTK, and MTK, they seem to be able to get the job done. No job too big, no job too small. MTK always seem to get the job done. I think his brother Jamie Conlan works in some type of managerial role for MTK. So Mick won't end up with a bad deal if there's a deal to be made. And he's very well known. He's a star in his own country. Like I say, he's a bit of a golden boy over in Ireland. And yeah, let's just hope 2021 gives us Michael Conlan against Stephen Fulton for the WBO Super Bantamweight title, because I think that fight has all the ingredients for a fantastic fight between two brilliant young fighters. When I say young, I mean, yeah, they're relatively young, but it's just a brilliant fight. I hope it gets made. Stephen Fulton, it's Michael Conlan in 2021. Make it happen, please. Come on, guys.